Pilots volunteer to fly people across the country. Young people discover they have career options they may have overlooked. And parents enlist in Operation Little Learners and get more than an education. Hi, I'm Chris Anderson. Stay with us for these stories and more on Hometown Heroes from downtown Norfolk. This episode of Hometown Heroes is brought to you by Buick GMC. Step up like a pro. There are people dedicated to making others' lives better every day. They face challenges and make sacrifices to help those in need. Our heroes devote their skills, time, and sometimes their lives to service. In our own backyard or faraway places, theirs are stories of service. Why is a tribute to a World War II Army general in the center of a Navy town? I was stumped too until I learned more about the man and his family. I'm joined here by Amanda Williams, and she is the education manager here at the MacArthur Memorial Museum. Thanks for joining us, Amanda.
Oh, thanks for having me. So we're here in Norfolk because this is where General Douglas MacArthur's mother was born. She was a Norfolk native. Douglas MacArthur was the youngest of her three boys. He was actually born in Little Rock, Arkansas, but because she was from such a prominent family in Norfolk, Norfolk papers claimed him as their own from the beginning and said he had been born while away from Norfolk, Virginia. Never lived here, never spent much time here. But at the end of his career, he's looking for a site for a museum, for a memorial, and Norfolk City leaders pursue him. They remember the connection with his mother, and they invite him to come have this place here in Norfolk, Virginia.
So a lot of his history and his family's history is nestled right here in this memorial / museum.
Mm-hmm. Right here.
And how long has the memorial and museum been here in existence?
The museum opened up in 1964, and General MacArthur said that he would be here to open it dead or alive. And unfortunately, he dies in April of 1964 and is laid to rest here in the museum, and then the museum opens to the public after that.
And this is so much more than a museum. There's also a research laboratory also connected with this.
Right. Now, the MacArthur Memorial is essentially a presidential library, even though it doesn't honor the legacy of someone who was ever president. We all know that General MacArthur wanted to become president. It doesn't happen, but in Norfolk, he basically gets a library and research center and a memorial that honors his legacy.
And beyond just the general's history and artifacts here in the museum, his family is also included in the remembrance.
Right, and so we have a large collection about his wife, Jean MacArthur, who plays a very important role in his career. We also have a collection about his family, his older brother, who was a Naval Academy graduate and a captain in the United States Navy before he passed away. But we also have everything from basically the personal papers of people who fought in these wars to the personal papers of members of his staff. And really our collection stretches from the American Civil War to the Korean War.
And for people visiting the museum, what is it they should take away after they visit?
I think if you're coming to a place like this, you probably already have a strong feeling about MacArthur. He's a very controversial figure in American history, and I think a trip to the MacArthur Memorial would encourage people to either admire him for historically accurate reasons or perhaps be more critical of him for historically accurate reasons. The general wanted this place to be a place for critical inquiry, whether that was flattering to him or not. Now in the balance, I think most of that will be flattering to him, but controversy is an interesting part of our history, and you can come and learn about that here.
So people can come here and separate fact from fiction a little bit about
That's
the
a great way
life.
to say it, yeah, fact from fiction.
And what do you see for the museum moving forward?
So moving forward, we're very excited about what's going to be happening at the memorial over the next couple of years. General MacArthur was somebody who believed he was a man of destiny, and a man of destiny was never afraid of technological change or other social changes happening. And so we're really looking forward to not only just honoring the legacy of the warfighter, but also talking about him as a scholar and as somebody who looked into the future and saw things like cyber, saw things like space, and thought those were battle spaces of the future for the United States and its allies.
Very forward-thinking gentleman.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
All right, thanks for joining us, Amanda.
Well, thank you very much for coming.
During the Second World War, aviation really came into its own. And today, pilots have a new mission, saving lives.
Angel Flight Mid-Atlantic is an organization of volunteer pilots who provide free transportation to medical care for those in need. The first Angel Flight that I did was a young woman who was going to Victory Junction Camp, a camp for kids who are sick to experience a normal camp experience.
When I was 4 years old, I got diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and that lasted about 2 to 3 years. And then as I was in remission, about to do my 3rd year, I got re-diagnosed with it.
Melanie's a very, very active girl, full of life. But unfortunately, she didn't have the opportunity to have a life because the first 9 years of his life has been in cancer, confined to a hospital, in which he never had the opportunity to enjoy the things that any other kid normally do.
When you're in the hospital, you don't get to leave a hospital room because people around you can get you sick. You can't go outside. You can't do any of that. So you being able to have that opportunity to get on a plane and go to a camp where you can do all the things you can't do back home. And for a lot of kids I've actually met, it's their first time they ever got on a plane. I met Rob when he came to pick me up.
Well, I feel like I was part of a solution and part of serving and making life a little bit better for another human being.
I think it's a great organization because a lot of kids that I've met also might not have the same resources, parents can't take them.
They just don't need to have one more issue to deal with. And I'd like to think that we take away the concern for the transportation part of medical care.
They don't know if they're going to make it the following day, and that's the hardest part. So we have the death right in front of us, but yet they want to enjoy, and we're trying to convey in them that life is there, and we try to help them out, you know, to see life. There is no way, no word that I can describe how I feel about that organization. You know, they do that, they don't have to do that, but dedicated themselves to help these kids from everywhere, okay, to just today, so this kid can have a little life, okay, a week in this camp. It's just tremendous. To us, we have no way to describe the gratitude that we have to them, because it's like giving my daughter, in that case, 1 week of life that otherwise she wouldn't have.
That's an amazing gift pilots share through Angel Flight Mid-Atlantic. And when we come back, we'll see how young people are inspired, maybe even to take to the skies themselves.
This episode of Hometown Heroes is brought to you by Buick GMC. Step up like a pro.
Medal of Honor. You know, a legacy is a gift handed down from one generation to the next. The Legacy program strives to pique young people's interest in STEM.
Hi, my name is Kathy Waller, and I am the instructor for the Legacy program. So the Legacy program is a STEM-based program for students who excel and are interested in STEM subjects.
I can show you in 3 hours how to make an app.
It's a STEM program for children ages like 11 to 15 that they can come to a week-long camp and learn different STEM activities. So we do activities with them all day, take them on field trips, and encourage them to search out careers in the STEM field and get them excited about their future. I think students generally think that they have to have these brilliant minds in order to go into this field, but they don't understand the wide variety of occupations that they could, enter and access from this field. And so that's kind of coming to this program. They get to experience and see all the different outlets.
The Legacy program is a brand new STEM pipeline that is sponsored by the Air Force. It starts children at the age 11 through 15 with summer camps for 1 week every year. They continue to come back each year. Then when they are 16, they earn an apprenticeship on base. From 16 to 18 through their high school years, they will have a mentor who will help them talk about career choices and talk about different things that are available out there for them to do.
We did a big virtual reality class and they thought that was amazing. And I don't think a lot of them realized, okay, like this is part of this field as well. And so there's an interest for everybody.
I think this definitely has been a positive experience for both myself and the students. I think they've made friends, they were around people that have common interests, and for me it's been enlightening. You can still learn something new after being in the same field for 29 years. So.
I believe in this program. I have seen it change lives already. I have seen what it has done and for these students and children. I've received letters from parents saying thank you so much, and we are so excited that our child has this great opportunity. It is a true pipeline. It's not a summer camp. This goes on until we get them through the STEM field into a STEM career, and that's what's so amazing about Legacy.
It's an amazing opportunity to go through this, have these experiences, have it on your resume, start to figure out exactly what you want to do with the beautiful talent that you have in mathematics and all STEM fields.
Creating supportive environments to learn and grow. That's such an important mission, and one that the Armed Services YMCA has developed for children and parents.
That one's a carrot, that one's orange. Oh, my jump rope, look at my jump rope. What color does he have on his handles? Yep, that's red. Would you like to feed my monster red? So I'm involved in the Armed Services YMCA Operation Little Learner program. That program is a free school readiness program for children of active duty members ages 18 months to 5 years old. We get to meet 2 times a week for 2 hours each time. We do lots of activities, including a circle time that we have a letter, color, shape, and number of the day. Sometimes we talk about feelings, sometimes we talk about measurements, just a lot of different topics that we go over, but we try to prepare them for school when they get to go in, because a lot of times as active duty military, we PCS in the summer. So we miss a lot of the cutoff for getting into a 4-year-old program or to our kindergarten. And a lot of times we have kids that sometimes aren't ready for it because they haven't had an opportunity like Operation Little Learners gives. Raven, you're doing a fantastic job on your letter M and red. Would you like to find a sticker?
I became involved with Operation Little Learner as a military spouse. It was an opportunity to work with my child and also give her some exposure to other students, other children around her age that have also gone through the same things with deployments and having fathers that are in the military or mothers that are in the military also.
The advantage of the Little Learner program allows a parent to come in and not only help teach their child preparation for school, but it also serves the need from a social aspect where the parents can network and build relationships with other military families.
I've noticed that my daughter is now talking about how she can't wait to meet up with her friends. She's getting excited about school. And she gets really excited about circle time and is ready to answer the teacher's questions, and she's just really liking that she's involved with a lot of different activities with a lot of kids her age. So it's hard to find kids your age maybe in your neighborhood. Sometimes they skew older or younger. So this one with them all mainly being 2 years old, it's been awesome.
All of my friends who get to finish a craft will get a sticker on their paper, okay? So it's great to socialize the student, it's great to socialize the parents, but it's above and beyond the socialization aspect, the education is really important. So they're learning new things, and every time they come in here, they're excited to learn. I have kids that want to come every day, but our program is just 2 times a week right now, so it's really important for just their developmental wise to have this classroom experience that they're having.
Stay with us. We'll return with more in just a moment.
This episode of Hometown Heroes is brought to you by Buick GMC. Step up like a pro.
General MacArthur was the son of a Civil War Union hero. His mother's brothers fought for the Confederacy, and as a young man, Douglas MacArthur attended West Point. I wonder if General MacArthur would say that he chose the Army, or if the Army chose him. Sometimes we just seem to meet our destiny.
I didn't choose the oboe. It chose me. I went to my first live orchestra concert as a kid, and I heard it. I didn't know what it was. It was different, and I wanted to play something that was different. I typically spend 2 to 18 hours at home a week working on reeds. The process of making a reed is quite fun. You start with a piece of tube cane, you process it down, you gouge it, shape it, tie it, and then you have a blank and you can start scraping away. I've been in the Navy for about 5 years, and I've played my oboe all over the world. I've worked on reeds in Australia, in South Korea, Marshall Islands, all kinds of climates, and it's been an adventure. Reed making is very personal, and you spend so much time with this one piece of cane, your personality kind of bleeds into it. Each reed is different, just like each player is different. So when you hear the oboe, you're getting a glimpse into the player's soul. The quest for the perfect reed is ever ongoing. The beautiful thing about making reeds and continuously working on them is that the imperfections in a reed can make it the perfect reed, depending on the day and the piece. So each imperfect reed is perfect. Or each perfect reed is imperfect. It's the same with life. My name is Jacqueline Skeevers. I am a musician 3rd class in the Navy, and I play the oboe and English horn.
Can perfection be subjective? Maybe when it comes to oboe reeds, but I'm not sure it's true when planes land on ships. We'll see when we come back.
This episode of Hometown Heroes is brought to you by Buick GMC. Step up like a pro.
Recently, the USS Gerald R. Ford conducted a test of its systems for planes taking off and landing from this new type of aircraft carrier.
What we're trying to do here is very hard. Personal opinion, I think what we're doing here is more technically complex than the Apollo program. And frankly, America's right to expect a lot of us. simulator for an aircraft carrier. And so it's really important that we get out here. It's a dangerous business, and so we control what we can control every step of the way, and that is absolutely part of the process of ensuring that we safely build upon what we know and qualify this aircraft carrier for fleet aircraft. That's what we're really going to accomplish here from a technical standpoint with ACT. There are so many firsts happening, and many that we frankly don't even really realize, but we've had the first ever EA-18 Growler, like you mentioned, the first ever E-2D Tracer. There are pilots on board this ship right now who forever will be able to say their contribution to the Navy was to be the first pilot or the first NFO to come aboard the Gerald R. Ford class in that type aircraft. Everyone is coming together now because we're out here doing the thing we're built to do, and it's really a great experience to do that. I'm Commander Mehdi Akasem, call sign Metro, Airbus on board USS Gerald R. Ford, and we are Warship 7-8.
I mean, wow, I am simply amazed every time I see a plane land or take off from an aircraft carrier. You know, heroes come from all walks of life, and it is my honor to share their stories with you. And until next time, I salute our hometown heroes.